Laredo police arrest women offering beauty services in sting operation. I'm not making this up. I'm going to read this to you. This is not The Onion. This is the Texan, okay? The Texan.news, go there. This is not a fake story. This really happened. Listen, Laredo police arrest women offering beauty services in sting operation. I have to read a couple excerpts because y'all are, okay, let's talk about this. The Laredo Police Department reportedly received tips of two women soliciting business. This is a different type of solicitation. You're thinking of one, it's not that, okay? This is just soliciting business on social media through the department's mobile application, which has an option on the tip form, particularly for violations of the special COVID-19 order. Undercover police reportedly made contact with Ana Isabel Castro Garcia, 31 years old, who allegedly agreed to provide the officer with nail services out of her own home. Police arrested her after she offered her services. You are thinking that maybe this was just not nail services, but something else. It was not. These were just nail services. A similar arrest was made of Brenda Stephanie Mata, 20, who offered to provide eyelash services to undercover police. Both women were reportedly transported to the Webb County Jail. I want you to think about how that conversation went. You know, what are you in for? Eyelash services. Oh, those type of eyelash services? No, just eyelash services. Oh, you mean, I mean eyelash services. They're arresting people for that? I bet you the criminals in the jail are like, golly, this innocent little girl, what is she doing here with all of us? It is a crazy time. So go to the Texan, read the story, share it with your friends. Unfortunately, there's some people who are like happy that these ladies were arrested. So here's the question I'm going to ask, and it's 11:30. The governor is going to come on in 3 hours. And I thought about waiting till after his announcement to record this, but honestly, it wouldn't get out till tomorrow, and I just figured I'd do it. I'll probably do another midweek update for y'all to do an update on what the governor has decided. But what if Governor Abbott was a Democrat? It's an interesting question, but the reason I'm asking it is because I'm concerned with the precedent that we are setting nationwide in who should make a decision for your individual family. Here's the disagreement that I might have with some of you who are listeners. It's not about who should or shouldn't do something, how one family should or shouldn't live. We might even agree on some of those things. We might even agree on the certain safety protocols you should take. We might not. But what I think we definitely, some of us agree on, but some of us don't, is who should make the decision for each individual family in Texas? And is the right decision the right thing for everyone? Is one decision, is one box, is one cookie cutter formula the right decision for everyone? Because even today at 2:30, when the governor makes his statement, he's going to decide now what he thinks is best for all of you. And then he might change his mind in a week or two and decide something else is best for all of you. Or he might decide that even more freedom should be given to all of you, or not. Do you want one person, because of a pandemic, having such unfettered power? Is that not a little dangerous? There are Republicans, a lot of Republicans who are sending letters to the governor saying, hey, please consider releasing some of the control you've taken over Texas, over the economy, over society, over individuals. Just give a little freedom, please. Not a ton, just a little. Like not total freedom, just some freedom, please. And, it's interesting because if a Democrat governor were strangling Texas and controlling the state, then you would literally have, Republican letters after letters saying, stop, 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 stop. You're doing the wrong thing. And then that some of that's natural and normal, right? If you have a disagreement with your dad, you might talk to him differently, even if you have the same disagreement with another friend of yours, another person even if that person's your dad's age, you might communicate differently to them. So some of it has to do with the family aspect, the team aspect. You're in the same party. But there are real concerns that mostly Republicans conservatives have, over the amount of power that one person possesses and whether or not they really see their role as protecting everyone, as deciding what's best for every single family. See, I believe that there are some of you who are in a position where the absolute best thing for your family is for you to go back to work tomorrow. The personal, financial, and economic devastation to your family could be more detrimental to you than the risk. I believe there are some of you who should stay put. The risk of contracting coronavirus might be greater than any benefit you would find outside of your front door, outside of groceries, which somebody should maybe go get for you, because that's how bad it is. That's how big the risk is. There are some of you who should go out and engage in society because your mental health is not good right now. Montgomery County, I think, has lost more individuals to suicide than coronavirus. There are those of you who need to get out. There are those of you who are lonely and in bad mental places and have just been furloughed or laid off or had a great business deal that was about to close through that was going to change your life for the better, and that's now been completely obliterated. And you're depressed and you're sad and you are isolated and you feel like you're alone. And that's a lie. You need to get out. And coronavirus is not your enemy right now. Your own mind is your enemy. See, if you take things into consideration, you realize Luke shouldn't decide, even if Luke was governor. Greg Abbott shouldn't decide even if he's governor. And some Democrats shouldn't decide if they're governor. Each Texan needs to make their own decision, make their own calculation. Dennis Bonnen, God bless him, is saying some crazy things on Twitter. And he said that essentially the governor had the responsibility of lives lost for coronavirus. And that's why he had to make these decisions so slowly. His implication was that if more people die of coronavirus, then the governor is responsible for those deaths. And that is one of the biggest government mentalities you could possibly have. And Dennis Bonnen's not the biggest government Republican there is, by any means. I think maybe the fact that he's been an elected official more than he's not been an elected official in his life, pretty much. It's like 50-50, essentially. That's probably just changed his worldview, right? And it's changed the way he sees an elected official. It just does when you spend over 20 years. One reason I'm a fan of term limits. Because your mindset shifts. And once you get there, you're in a dangerous place. I've said this, every week, but the reason I respect the Founding Fathers so much is that they did not calculate their own virtue when determining what kind of power they would give themselves in their own positions. They didn't count their own virtue in the equation. They didn't say, well, I am this good, therefore my position should be granted X. Or presidents should be allowed to serve as long as they want because I'm George Washington and I'm doing a great job and I could continue to do a great job as long as I'm here. And the longer I'm in here, the longer a good job will be done for all of America that we've all fought so hard for. No. He said, what would be best What would be the precedent that I want set for this country to last hundreds, thousands of years? This is the precedent. I don't think our Republican leaders are calculating those things. And I don't think I'm speaking hyperbolically to say that. You know, the legislature decided to not regulate plumbers last session. They had all session to do it. They had to extend the plumbers regulation and decided not to. There was even a big debate on the House floor where they said, hey, if we don't pass this bill, then plumbers are not going to be regulated, which means that, by the way, I just hired a licensed plumber this morning. I had a licensed plumber show up. I had a problem. I couldn't fix it. I paid him $100. Boom, bada boom. It's done. Now, the difference between the license requirement is that it is now a crime if I pay anybody who's not a licensed plumber to fix that leak I had in my faucet. Now, I fixed my faucets myself. I fixed 2 of the 3, and then one of them still had this little leak, and I just could not get it sealed, so I just bit the bullet. But if my friend called me and said, hey, I know you installed a lot of your faucets, and can you help me do mine? I can, but if you pay me $20, I'm a criminal. Hope to God I'm not in Laredo when I'm doing it, because they'll set up a sting operation. So the governor said, hey, stroke of my pen, plumbers are licensed. Legislature deregulated them. I'm re-regulating them. It's a dangerous precedent. It's a precedent that could haunt Republicans 2, 4, 6 years from now. And when the Democrat, and by the way, like Democrats are eventually going to have a governor of Texas. I'm going to make some crazy prediction. There's going to be a Democrat governor of Texas in my lifetime. I don't think it's that crazy to say that, by the way. It's going to happen at some point. And when it does, we're not going to really have a leg to stand on to tell that governor that they can't, with the stroke of a pen, regulate an entire industry. Even an industry if the legislature deregulates them. Even if the legislature passes a law that says gun ranges can't be regulated this and this way, the governor says, boom. And I'm not calling the legislature back, so for a year and a half, that's just how it's going to be. That's dangerous. We'll know what the governor does in 2.5 hours, I hope. He allows as much freedom as possible, which I think should be pretty much back to normal freedom. And then I think all of us, our behaviors will naturally change and adjust. We're not just going to go back to what it was February 1st. You're going to use prudence. You as a citizen will determine what prudence you use. I'm going to make a crazy statement, guys. You know, you care about the safety of your family more than the government does. You do. I promise. I promise not a single bureaucrat, not a single governor, be they Republican or Democrat, not a single mayor, not a single president cares about the safety of your family and the health of your family as much as you do. They're incapable of feeling the love and empathy that you feel for your loved ones. It's why they should not make the decision for everybody in their city, for everybody in their state, for everybody in their nation. We'll see what the governor does, and I'll give you all an update. God bless you. Thank you so much for watching this video through in its entirety. If you're somebody who's been following on with the conversations and the commentary that we've been producing here, we're going to ask you to do a couple quick things. Go to lukemacias.com. You can give us your email and sign up. We will email you new content, commentary, conversations as we produce it. Also, you can, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can like our page, follow our page, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. This will just continue to ensure that when we produce content, it gets to you more easily. Thank you so much for continuing to support the conversations we're producing. God bless you. God bless Texas.